Thank you, Tans. I'm very comfortable in the studio and in good company as always too. Tom Siegel and Jim McGrath. We're going to start, before we look ahead, with reflecting on what was a brilliant day for Royal Ascot winner. Well, it didn't take him long to make it 51, did he, in the big race of the day with Order of St George. And he sort of had to get out and then he powered down the outside.
It's interesting.
Yeah, the chances are he might end up in the Arc at the end. It was Prima Timo for lots of reasons, winning the last race for Alan King.
Well,
for everyone, it's that feel-good factor at the end of the day, wasn't it?
It was great, wasn't it? It's nice to see the little guy win.
A sting in the tail in that race because Guy Fawkes was well fancied to going into the race, owned and bred by the Queen, and unfortunately this one had to be put down afterwards. The plus side fair this week, between us all, we've managed to...
More chipped in a bit.
A good horse at 2. He won the Coventry here over course and distance. He was second in the middle part. We haven't seen that, though, as a 3-year-old, have we?
No, we haven't. We definitely haven't, but he's not...
You quite liked him going into the Guineas.
I did, yeah.
It wasn't as if he didn't stay that day. He didn't fire at all, did he?
No, but I'm with Tom. I think the ground is key to him.
It's funny, we all...
Performances. Logout Island absolutely blew them away at Newbury. Was there any form of fluke about this race? What do you think?
Well...
Class that day. Jim, do you think he's a live danger here?
Be as calm, I don't know.
And staying with the subject of visually impressive performance, Larry Ocker as a 2-year-old looked very good at Salisbury. On similar ground.
Yeah, it was very testing ground this time.
Tired on ground that wouldn't have suited
The Queen Anne, so the form's stacking up well. He's going to run really well. I think he's the main danger to Quiet Reflection. He's providing a different muchness, and I think he's coming in with a different strand, so maybe I'd give him a shot. You
say he's the main danger. Do you think the favourite's the most likely winner?
I do, yeah. I mean, coming here this morning before I saw the video...
Favourite and Quiet Reflection. Nick, what have you got? Maydall and should go in the ground, but he's probably...
I mean, they crawled round there and then sprinted up the last 4.
Well, what about the form of the Derby? Humphrey Bogart was supplemented for £75,000, and they were justified doing just that.
This horse, isn't he?
Yeah,
the dam of yeah, they have hard races. Can they bounce back?
I mean, it's funny, isn't it? Because you think sometimes, well, they haven't had that hard a race, but actually, come the day, it's very, very hard to be effective Royal Ascot and Derby.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Okay.
Especially in the conditions we had at it.
Okay, another couple to look at is Linguistic, who I guess disappointed many people when beaten last time because he was odds on. Had he probably won that day, he probably would have run in the Derby, wouldn't he?
I thought that was the interesting point. He had, obviously, a horse that finished 4th in the race. He's put the blinkers on today. He's up to 1.5 miles, and he's by Lope de Vega, and they'll like the ground. So he's got a lot going for him. If the blinkers work, he's not far off them on form.
No, he's not. And, of course, he went so close at Chester before that.
I think it's a very...
Just light as anyone in
Yeah,
the
well, they've supplemented him in, haven't they? I mean...
Take another break in our programme. We've still got a lot of pictures there. She was purchased on Monday night for £1.3 million for China Horse Club. And, of course, they've got a big afternoon in store. Funny question, but is it soft enough out there today for her?
Well, it probably isn't.
Okay.
She did the impossible, Jim. I never thought I'd see a 3-year-old filly beat mine.
What about the others? What's she taking on? Because Alice Springs was 3rd in the Guineas. Build on it in the French Guineas. Any excuses for her there or not? I think a very interesting horse in the lineup. Had we had quicker congressions, and she's got it on sloppy dirt in America.
So I'm hoping she gets away with.
Quite difficult, isn't it, to compare what the Americans call sloppy to soft ground here at Ascot.
It is. I mean, Jeremy Nasida's despondent. He's sort of in the Racing Post this walked himself round, but that's racing. You tend to, don't you? You build your hopes up. She's very, very...
Second in a fillies mile. She was 5th in the Guineas. Commanded the danger to jet setting.
At the prices, I'm saying that. I didn't realise jet setting was as big as she is. I was expecting it to be 7 to 4. 11 to 4 is quite a big price, but I think Kumar might be the one today.
You like jet setting, but jet setting is a different saying.
Like a bit of jet setting, pink champagne.
She hasn't touched the orange juice, has she?
No, funny that. Right, team tips. We need a great day in store. Thank you very much indeed for both of you, as always, for your input, and we'll look forward to day 4 later on.